Hello everyone. I know I just did an outro for this vlog, but I thought I should probably film this right now for some memes. Do you want to go ahead and tell them what happened to your car right now?
So I started my car earlier when we were at a car wash, and I noticed the battery light was on. I was like, oh, that's weird. And I'm driving back to Brian's house, and I look down, and my water temp gauge is like in the red. And I immediately call Dre, and we basically limp it onto this road. And
we're like 6 minutes away.
Yeah, we're so close to Brian's house.
Super close.
And then I popped the hood, and then I'm like, what's going on? And I noticed like this is like kind of loose, right? And then if you point the camera down here, I think the belt just came off.
Yeah, here, let me get the... You guys can see down there. Hopefully you guys can see, but the belt's like all like tangled in the...
It doesn't look shredded though.
Yeah. Pretty much the alternator isn't powering the battery, which hopefully isn't causing the... I mean, that's the only thing that we noticed, but hopefully the cooling system is okay. Because, yeah, I don't know how the alternator belt pops off like that. Steven's the only one with gloves, and it's literally right on the turbo. We're gonna burn our hands if we try to touch it. So, no, you got smaller hands, and I also don't want to do it. All right, guys. Unfortunate news, but Steven's car is a lot worse than we expected. We're gonna go ahead and try to limp this to Brian's house. That's the most important part right now. Steven's gonna ride home with me tomorrow, and then the next day, him and his dad are gonna come up to pick up the car, just in case. Like, even if we do try to fix this, the last thing we want is, you know, Steven to be stranded on the way home. What we ended up finding out is the reason why the belt came off on the alternator in the first place is because the bolt for the AC compressor or condenser or whatever that fucking thing is broke off. So that thing has hella play. It shifted forward, causing the belt to displace itself. So yeah, the bolt snapped inside. So you'd have to get an extractor. It's way more complicated than just like, oh, why don't you just put a bolt in there? You can't. You just can't. So Steven is jerry-rigging it with a little daisy chain on the zip ties, just hoping that it won't shift anymore. But, you know, yeah. Desperate times, desperate measures. This is all we got, guys. It is 3 a.m. on 3 a.m. with the time change right now. So we gotta do what we gotta do. But yeah, this is not expected, but I mean, shit happens. At least we're making progress. We found out what's wrong with the car, and we're gonna get home. Everything's gonna be great. It sounds better.
I shifted though, right?
But no squeal.
I don't think one.
How far did it shift?
It shifted forward, but not like crazy.
I would like to
last
point
time.
out that like originally this would it shifted forward even with that bolt too.
Oh, bro.
Really?
Then you think it should be fine on limp then?
Wait, how far did it shift?
Okay, good. Okay, you can see it.
Well, but like compared to last time.
Oh, last time it fucking shot forward far.
Oh.
Yeah.
Unless you could use one of the daisy chains there and get another zip tie. Like maybe from here.
What, like here?
Yeah.
Here, and then what?
And then pull it even more.
Oh, like this? Around the shut bar?
Or maybe down here, or is it too slow? It's too low.
It's too low. It didn't squeal.
So that means it's still aligned even though it shifted.
Yeah, but it shifted like barely.
Yeah, I mean it still moved.
It's yeah, it clearly still moved, but it compared to
before. Yeah, way better.
We just add a fucking million zip ties,
Yeah.
like just like this to hold it.
Let's do it. Okay. All right, guys. Steven and I added 2 more daisy chains, so we have a total of 3 daisy chains.
All right.
Let's get this shit, bitch. Come on. Show us something. Oh, it stayed. We're good. It's good. It barely shifted, bro. Not even. No, you're not driving this home. No, Steven, no, you can't.
I was like, we can add like 5 more.
I don't know. I mean, you probably could, but it's not safe, dude. Like, I wouldn't recommend it. Because it's 6 hours. If it was like an hour, maybe. But 6 hours, dog. Let's get this home first. Come on. This is crazy.
Maybe you can go back to SoCal and
No, he was thinking about it. Check your temp, bro. Does it usually sound like that?
Yeah, that's a. Can you check my temp? Is it crazy?
Oh, it's low.
It's low?
It's low.
Okay. Huh. It's not moving. Like it's not.
Steady. If you guys are wondering what that noise is, it's normal. It's this high pressure
Fuel injector. I have upgraded fuel injectors.
Yeah, and fuel injector, so it's normal.
I am.
Good times.
Dude, tell me about it. We're gonna make it, guys. We're gonna make it. If I didn't make it clear enough already with the plan now, obviously Steven's car is not safe to drive back home. There's no way. He's gonna go ahead and carpool with me. I'm gonna go ahead and take us back home. But on Monday, Steven and his dad are gonna drive back up here to pick up his car and tow it back down home. Because even if, say, like we do end up fixing it here, worst case scenario is it gets fixed. Who knows what could happen on a 6-hour drive home with us, you know, fixing it. And we'd be stranded in the middle of nowhere. I think that's the smartest decision of what we can do. And it's safest for Steven. And I feel like it has less room for error. Because, you know, the best possible scenario is that we just have this car back at his place so he could just take his time to fix it. We do not have the capability to just, you know, take those risks of hoping it's fixed and taking it on a 6-hour drive. In no way in hell is this Steven's fault. I mean, yes, you know, shit just happens, and some things you can't really control. You just gotta be able to move on and, you know, brush it off and be like, you know what, shit happens. It is what it is. Did it move? No?
It didn't move an inch. It didn't move anything.
Oh yeah, even the zip tie stayed under the... Wow.
So I talked to my dad.
Uh-huh.
He said I should add more and drive home.
What?
But he said to drive very slow and make stops to check to see if it's still good.
Yeah,
You should actually fix it.
Huh?
I think you should actually fix it.
Well, like I would fix it when I get home.
That's crazy.
It didn't move.
6 hours.
Yeah.
But like he said, like to stop and like check it.
But like fixing it is not that hard either, though.
I don't want to
it
fix
kind
it
of-
here.
yeah.
I won't have like there's not enough time to get a new bolt
Not even just that, extracting
and
it
extracting
and cleaning
it. You know. I would.
I mean, it's your call at the end of the day, you know.
I just pop it in 6th gear and go slow. And not speed
Yeah.
at all.
We'll fix this. We gotta wake up early tomorrow.
What time do you want to wake up?
Dude, it's 4, bro.
It's 4:17.
Fuck. We are currently now making our voyage back home to SoCal from NorCal. I just want to shout out everyone that we met up there during our trip. Really made the trip very, very special and, you know, very memorable. But right now, Steven and I are actually going home. And if you guys noticed, he's not here. I mentioned on the last video that he was gonna ride with me and leave the car back in the bay and then tow it back home. Well, he actually decided to drive the car and he's in front of me right now. We are literally limping his car home 400, I think it's actually like right under 500 miles home. Now we're about the halfway mark. We're way past the halfway mark. We did take a couple stops because we wanted to make sure that Steven's car is still, you know, in the right working order, at least. This one's on Steven's part. I'm blaming this completely on him. He literally came here on wires. And now we have to really be careful because the tire, his front driver's side, is really wearing down quick. And just praying to God that tire doesn't blow. And I think he mentioned to me already that he's more concerned about that tire blowing than the alternator, pulley, and the AC condenser. This is the current scenario that we're dealing with right now. He's taking a big risk right now. And I applaud him for that. It's like, I don't think I'd be risky enough and bold enough to do what he's doing right now, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and they're not minor things, it's catastrophic things that can go wrong. But yeah, wish us luck. Ooh, guys might recognize where we're at for hopefully the final stop before we actually make it to our homes. It's the Shell gas station that we were at that one time. Oh, for our first stop here.
I don't know how I'm still here.
This is the biggest trooper right here.
I don't know how I'm still here. Hasn't moved? Hasn't moved.
I don't know if you guys can see that right there, but that's the pulley we're talking about. We had to like remove the brackets and stuff. And this is our piece right here. It hasn't moved.
It hasn't moved at all.
It's honestly the most sketchiest shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, like, we're not even fucking around. Like, this is some sketchy ass shit. We've driven now about 3 hours now, right? It's been about
3.5.
3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Car's still good.
We are over halfway.
Tires.
I think it'll make it.
I think it should make it. Here we, for you guys wondering how bad the tires are.
So
it's
this
literally showing wire.
Yeah, so this part is the worst part.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you go like up here, it's just like
It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah, guys. Make sure you guys check your tires, because this is not safe. But he now understands that it might be time to do a full refresh for the car. But don't worry, guys. We're gonna make it home. We're gonna make it home. We're gonna make it home. Are you gonna limp it there?
I mean, I want to limp it there so bad. Like, I'm really trying, but
I mean, we're so close.
it's like the exit, right?
Yeah, Pyramid Lake.
Yeah.
Right? Is this an exit here? Has to be.
Fuck it. I'm gonna limp it. Yeah, I'm gonna limp it. Oh my God, we're right here, man.
We're
Come
so
on.
close. Damn it, man. Guys, we are literally like less than 90 miles away from home. So close. Literally. So close. All right, guys. I am in the car. Steven is here. Oh, shit. There's a lot of smudge on the glass. Look, we are right by the freeway. Luckily, we're under this like bridge, and
the exit is like right there.
Yeah, we're literally right next to the exit.
So there is a gap. There's a gap between us and the next lane.
Lesson learned. Keep a track of your tires, guys, especially if you're driving far. Like, we're so close to home, but if this had happened maybe like before Grapevine or like somewhere in like Fresno, we'd be. Well, I mean, low-key, Fresno. We could ask Brian.
Yeah, we could have asked our friends.
We could ask our homies up there.
But like, there was a point for a few hours where it was just nothing, right? Like there was no cities or anything. So like, imagine like if I had blown my tire out there and we had to call for help, like I probably wouldn't get home till like the next day.
Yeah. And there's like no service over there. Yeah. Here, I don't even consider me having service here. It's like
I have service, which is nice, but yeah, now we're just waiting for my parents to get here. For sure getting here around 4.
Around 4 o'clock. And it's around 2:39. So I mean, could be worse. It really could be worse. As much as I want to leave, I'm be honest, Steven, I do want to leave, but this is my boy.
I was telling Dre to leave.
He was actually telling me to leave, but I'm like, I can't do that, bro. Like, as much as like it'd be nice to go home and get rest, just knowing that I fucking left you here because of me being selfish, I just feel so guilty. I'm not that type of person. We rolled up here together. Might as well leave here together, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Help's on their way. We're just gonna wait. But yeah, update you guys when they get here. Oh my God, guys. How are you? Oh, thank you.
Thank you for stay behind with my son.
Of course, of course. I can't just leave him by himself.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have to wait for you guys.
How are we gonna do this?
I know, I'm trying to think right now. That's it. We just finished it. That was like 10 minutes. The reason why you guys saw us using a torque wrench as a breaker bar is because we don't have the right size breaker bar. It was a 3/8 or something, I forgot the size, but we had a 1/2 inch socket, didn't fit with the breaker bar that they brought. So we just had to use the torque wrench. But it worked. Both wheels are replaced. Even though this was only the one that needed to be replaced, we just did it anyways. He should be fine even though it's, the fender's pretty cooked, but not that aggressive as a tease, but he will be just fine. We just took this off for no reason, but we didn't really have a plan, but we figured it out. Car should be good now to drive. Success!
Thank you.
Of course, brother. We did, guys. Time to head home. See you guys at home.